Today, on this long-awaited episode of Stone Age Gamer, we've got Secret of Mana. Why don't you start? Because I've got a couple of specific stories, but I don't believe I know when you first played this game.
That was a rental from Blockbuster, the land of, or the days of yore, when Blockbuster was a thing.
Did you ever rent from Marsh? Did we talk about Marsh?
I definitely remember renting stuff from Marsh. Did you ever watch the Inhumanoids with us?
Oh, the name sounds super
awesome
familiar.
Cartoon with like monsters. Mike got some of the toys. Like one of them, the chest cage opened up.
Oh.
The rib cage opened up. Really cool. Tangent.
But anyways, about Marsh, they would have the little boxes, right?
Yeah.
And then they'd have a little slip, a plastic slip, and have a dot on there that would indicate the price, or like how long
Availability.
You rented it. Yeah.
I remember that game specifically because it was the like only multiplayer RPG.
So did you play it with Mike? Or
Well,
did your brother Josh also play?
Josh never played those games that I remember.
Yeah, he didn't. Did
Zelda and stuff, I think I remember him playing that in Mario, but not like the true RPGs.
he? Yeah, that
Past
sounds
that.
familiar.
But yeah, I remember not knowing it was multiplayer for a long time because Mike specifically said it wasn't.
Mike was just slightly old enough that he could trick you.
Like,
so he
nah,
played
this is
by
one
himself.
player.
See that right there where it says 1 to 3? See, that means 1, definitely not 3. So I got the minus in front of the
Right.
3.
I wish it was 3.
I believe like my brother and I, probably you played sometimes too. I don't know. We definitely played Secret
I
of
only
Mana.
ever was able to play 3-player at your house because we didn't
Okay.
have the
multi-tap.
Yeah.
I'll get to the multi-tap in a second, but I remember the renting. My brother and I, we rented that game multiple times before we finally bought it. And I remember in the manual, there's a walkthrough. In fact, we should pull that.
Yeah.
There's a
It's
walkthrough.
like the first.
It gets you up to the first crystal. And I remember renting it every time we never got to that crystal. And then one time, like at the end of the rental period, it's that one where you cast the ice magic. We finally got past it, and then we had to return it the next day. And that finally pushed us over the edge of like, oh, we got to get this game. Also, it was funny because I thought the whole game was going to be like in a forest, like you weren't going to go anywhere else. And then once we got to the, I mean, you knew you went to the dwarf land, but once we actually got past the ice crystal, it was such a
Seemed
weird,
huge at the time.
yeah, it was a weird moment because I was open to all of these possibilities I didn't even know existed.
Yes.
So that was extremely exciting to get past that. And then,
Yeah, it was so much the unknown back then. It's
Yeah.
not like there was digital reviews and walkthroughs and
where you actually,
gameplay,
you can just look up
recordings
everything. Yeah.
even the strategy guys, we would have to edit for
Not true.
accuracy.
You were basically their editor. Did you ever buy it?
Yes.
Did you guys own it?
Yes.
Do you remember when you bought it?
No, not specifically. I remember it being $60,
Okay.
so it was still pretty new.
I think mine when we bought it was 70. But the story with ours was we finally decided to buy Secret of Mana.
Smart decision.
Do you remember Glendale Mall?
Yes.
That actually still exists. I said it like it
Really?
doesn't exist. There's a library in there now. I haven't been there, but
What?
I've driven past it. Anyway, Electronics Boutique.
Yes.
Before it was EB Games,
Yeah.
and before it was bought by GameStop, they had a copy of this game, and it was sitting there for years. It was $69.99, maybe not years, but months, and nobody was buying it.
Years in child vision.
Yes, in child vision, it was like
Decades.
a
have
lifetime.
passed.
This box right here was the one that was on display because this was the last copy. It was open box. And we were like, oh, we want to get Secret of Mana. And all they had was open box. And we're like, okay, yeah, we'll take it. I'm glad I did because I would end up without it. But later, we'd go back to that same Electronics Boutique and they had restocked and at a lower price. So we felt a little bit crunchy there.
That sounds about right.
But we did get the game eventually.
Every time we buy a movie it immediately comes out free on Netflix like the next day.
Oh, I believe it.
Mother.
Okay, so the game is acquired. I play it. Do you have any specific stories from playing it that you remember that stand out? Why did we never play that at a sleepover or a birthday party?
We had to have.
I feel like we haven't, though. When did the game come out?
It's never too late. I got the hacked SNES Classic upstairs with that on there. I also wanted to finish our playthrough of the remake.
Oh, yeah, we still haven't finished that.
No, not even
Yeah, we were
close.
in the sand. Right
yeah.
after you get the
Through the
flammy
seasons.
mushrooms. Yeah. This came out in 93, so we had to have played it. I remember one time, specifically, my brother was playing, and it was that thing where you had to go through the seasons in the right order.
It's so frustrating as a child.
We had just gotten to that part, and I was doing homework. And I wanted to play so badly, but I couldn't play
Until you finished
until
your
I
homework.
finished my homework. So I was watching him literally in the same room behind me playing. And I was so mad. I was like, ugh. If I knew now, nope, try again. If I knew then what I know now, boy, I'd be a rich man.
Yeah, I'd buy like 100 copies of this thing. Retire.
You better believe that. I'd keep a sealed one. I'd just look at it. I'd go up every now and then, just smell it to make sure it was real.
Rub it with a
This actually doesn't have much
high
of a
performance
smell.
cloth.
I'm getting my nose oils on there.
What about this? This has a smell, right? Maybe not.
My sense of smell is not that good, so I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly. But I feel like they don't have much of a smell. The book has to have a
Yeah.
smell, though. It's got paper smell.
Yeah, the book does.
What was I talking about, though? My brother was playing while I was doing the homework.
Mhm.
Yep. Oh, yeah, and if I knew then what I know now, guess what homework would not have gotten done?
That homework.
That homework, my friend.
Was it something super important like
Yeah, I'm sure.
geometry, algebra?
I'm sure. See, that's such a weird dichotomy. I remember the memory of this game and the fun that me and my brother were having playing together and not being able to play it, like in crystal clarity. But whatever I was ostensibly supposed to be focusing on, no idea.
No
What
idea.
was I doing? What homework was I doing? So,
Busy work.
yeah, I'm sure it was busy work. But the point is that if you tend to remember the important stuff, then what was the important stuff in that moment? Homework? No. It was making memories and having experiences, not...
Well, that bitter memory of you not playing while doing homework helped form you into the individual you are today.
That's true. That's true, because maybe that memory wouldn't be as strong if it weren't for the homework to make
If
it
you were
stand
just
out.
spoiled and got to play video games all day, every day, it wouldn't be as appreciated.
Yeah. You gotta work for it.
That's right.
It's like...
And you could have been studying for a test that, you needed to get an A in class, and you don't remember that part, but...
I was in elementary school, though, so...
Okay.
You were in tag, though, weren't you?
That's what they called it.
Talented and gifted.
Talented and gifted.
I remember I joined the math class in 5th grade. That was it.
You're probably
Oh, really?
studying for your spelling bowlers.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
I remember Mrs. Ritz. She was the...
She was the head of the spelling bee
Oh, I don't know.
thing?
She was the advanced math teacher.
Oh.
So they started putting me in there. That's the only thing I remember. I always wanted to be in that class all the way, though, because it was like you and Ryan
Oh, yeah.
and Reed, I think. So
Yeah, Reed
like
was
all
in
my
there,
best
too, yeah.
buddies.
Yeah.
So while I was hanging out with my wilder friends.
You know what's funny is that there's no reason you shouldn't have been in there other than maybe like you didn't sign up for the test or something initially.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't even know how I got in there.
I don't know either.
And isn't that kind of ridiculous that they do that? Do they still do that?
I don't know.
Because if they still do that, in my mind, most kids are on the same level and they can all jump to that if you give them the right pushes and levers.
Right.
So to just segregate like
Here's
a
the
small group and
smarter
like
kids.
these are definitely better kids. Like that's that's like a moral.
Here's the quality kids, and here are the burger.
It is.
Right.
It is. It's
no one need apply. We will choose for you.
yeah. That like they are somehow taking on that because they're obviously going to get an advantage. Well, presumably, I don't know, but like
know.
who's for them to decide?
Right.
I remember when after that we went to Northview, and I had the horrible, like the worst bitch math teacher ever, and I continued with the advanced math in 6th grade. She was so awful to me. She would like, I mean, I'm kind of a anti-authority person anyway, especially as a kid. But I remember like, I put my name on the wrong spot on the paper, and she tore it up in front of class, and gave me 0 credit on it.
Let me quote.
Or like, if I didn't show my work, like she would consistently like fail me because I wasn't showing work.
It's so weird.
I'm like, what? I was like, in my head, there was no steps to show. It would
Yeah.
just be like, doop, doop, doop.
You know what's
The
weird?
end.
This just hit me. But when I was in school, it never occurred to me that teachers were real people.
Yeah.
So like to think about it
Fucking
now,
dicks.
they
Some of 'em.
for sure probably hated some of their students.
Oh, yeah.
Like you cannot be a human being and not have a natural dislike to certain people.
Uh-huh.
You're just like, man, I don't like that kid.
Yeah. How was that good?
That happened to you.
Yeah.
And because she wasn't a robot and couldn't control her emotions, or Vulcan.
Yeah, dude, she like reported me because I had a Billabong t-shirt on.
Because she thought it was a bong bong.
Yeah. I got sent to the principal's office because of the content on my shirt. Granted, it did say just bong in big old letters, and like the Billa was like tiny.
So
And
it
it was, like,
it was a
silver.
parody shirt?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it was that brand. It was that brand, and it
was Billabong.
It wasn't. Yeah, I mean, it was like designs and stuff on it too. It wasn't like.
So it was that brand. It wasn't
Yeah,
talking.
it was a Billabong t-shirt. It's
Then
like-
yeah, come on. Did the principal say, get out of here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but she was just like always out to get me.
That's weird.
I didn't continue on with it. Mrs. Well, I don't remember what her maiden name was.
Really proud of maybe shouldn't tell the world.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good one.
True that.
I think you're about to like, I think her
Put her
social
on
security
blast.
number was.
I imagine she's not a teacher anymore.
Yeah, probably.
In my head, that makes me happy.
They're probably like some standard name like Laura Smith or something.
Sure.
You know. Now we did in 9th grade. We'll save that story for another time. I don't think I should, because there's a specific teacher who was a Playboy model. But I don't. Well, I guess it's no.
Oh, that was a rumor, right? Was that ever
There
confirmed?
was a rumor, but somebody else told me that at least them or somebody they knew
I had her
asked
as a teacher.
outright, and she said, "Yeah, it was Nate Laguza, my boy Nate Laguza." He said that one time somebody in class just straight up asked her, or maybe he heard it from somebody else. It doesn't matter. He's a fairly trustworthy source. Just asked her straight up in class, "Were you a Playboy model?" And she goes, "Yeah, I did some of that." That's the memory I have, that she answered it like that.
Nice.
So I really wish I could remember her
being.
name.
I remember her being a beautiful older lady.
Yeah.
I had her as a teacher. She was a math teacher.
She was my math teacher 11th grade, 12th grade.
This is like a ridiculous 80s movie in the making, like this story.
It is! Dude, I heard she was a Playboy model. We're gonna find out!
Like Stacy's mom or something like that. It'd be funny.
Is that a movie?
No, it's a song.
Stories from my high school. People are not quite as fun. Not my teachers.
Woo! Okay, one more thing though. Or at least about Secret Romano. We can continue talking about that. But the multi-tap, where you can play with more than 2 people.
Yes.
Maybe I told this story already, but the choice was between buying Cybernator, a game somehow I eventually ended up with. I don't remember when I bought it, but Cybernator, great game, or a multi-tap.
They were the same price?
They were close.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that makes
one
sense,
was like
though.
30, the other was like 40
Peripherals
or
for that
50,
stuff
yeah.
back then were expensive.
Or maybe it was just we knew we couldn't get both. We could get away with a Cybernator. Like, Cybernator's like $60, but we can't do $60 and $30.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
right, sure.
Okay. Yeah, so we got the multi-tap.
Good.
We got the multi-tap, and it was a great decision because it came in handy for that. NBA Jam.
Yeah. I love that game.
Can't remember what it was.
I never even
NBA
realized
Jam?
you could do 4-player on that one.
NBA Jam?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Can. It's a fun game.
Yeah.
Every game comes down to
He's
the-
heating up. He's on fire. From downtown. Boom, baby.
Had a little sass on that one. From downtown, like all the other ones are very stately. It's like, oh, boom, baby. Oh, man. That's funny. So, any other memories about Secret of Mana?
I remember it being like the greatest RPG of all time in my head for like many, 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 many years.
Yeah, dude.
And I was so looking forward to the sequel. I thought it would be like magical, and then it like never came to the U.S. and
Yeah.
it turned out it was not great.
Yeah.
So, but loved the game. Never beat it.
Never beat it.
Never beat it. I've gotten to the last boss a bajillion times.
Really?
Yeah. I always ended up getting sidetracked. Sometimes I don't finish games.
Yeah,
I
you'll
do everything up
you'll
to it.
do a lot of stuff, but the actual ending you never get to.
That's crazy.
You've been playing it now with Jonah, right?
Yeah. So I think I'll be able to beat it now with Jonah. Mm-hmm. He's getting pretty good at video games.
He can probably
I
do
can't
it.
believe he can. Like we had a party. Jonah's 7, and we had our friends over, and they brought their son who's 11 and their nephew who was 11 or 12, and it was Smash Brothers. They were both losing against Jonah. Two on one. Yes.
Damn. Dude, that is so crazy. You have spawned a creature who will surpass you in video games momentarily.
Yeah.
Like, not in the future,
Yeah.
not the distant future, like, momentarily.
He's a freaking natural. On like everything he does.
And his response times are like 200% faster. Minimum.
Yes. Minimum.
Wow. Man, human beings are so temporary.
Yeah. It's insane. Jonah is like a little boy now.
He learned to read a lot on
Yeah.
those games.
Yeah. That's how I
Yeah.
that's how I like he was really enthusiastic about playing those old games. That was one of the stipulations, is that he had to read them. So now he's reading at like a 4th grade level, and he's in first
That's crazy, dude.
because he can read words on his first try, because I made him try all of them, and he was like, it wasn't like I was torturing him, forcing him to do something. He would want to keep playing, and he wouldn't get frustrated because he was successful.
Making progress, yeah.
And
yeah.
like, so it would keep going, and now it's I mean, I know it's video games, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that would argue that's a pointless way and would not help anyone to learn to read, but that's what those games were back then. It was like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
huge scientific novels, just with terrible graphic rendered story to go along with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, dude. Like, now every game has voice acting, so you
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to read or learn to read
Right.
in the same
You could
way.
take some of them. Luckily, you can turn like subtitles on, audio off.
That's true, yeah.
So you could do it that
You
way
might-
still,
you
but
might
it'd be
learn
more
even
distracting.
faster. Oh, that's true,
Because
yeah.
like it's so beautiful, and like the words are like, I don't know. It's a different. I mean, I don't know.
It's a different.
It's a different.
Yeah, wow.
But I think it really helped. I would like if your kid's into something and it's helping him learn.
Oh, yeah. No.
Encourage it.
And I was going to say, being a professional game player now, it's no less realistic than being a professional sport player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sport player, is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Sure. You play sports, right?
Is that how you say it? Sport player?
Athlete.
Athlete. Professional athlete, that's the word I was looking for. What did he say in Inglourious Bastards where he was like, is that how you
sports.
say that? That's a bingo? You just say bingo.
That's a bingo.
How fun.
Oh man.
Ooh, yeah, it's funny because I was just a little bit too old to get into the professional esports. Like, professional esports were just like becoming a thing when I was playing Halo and I was at my prime of Halo.
Yeah.
And there was these professional players that were like, oh man, that's so amazing. They got the professional, they can play Halo professionally. Yeah. But we were on those dudes' level. Like in Halo 2, like
oh, yeah.
I could play with
I remember you like doing
the
the snap in and out one shot with the sniper rifle, like from anywhere. And skooging people from a mile away.
But now, like, if I were that good at a game, I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I could actually go to tournaments, make a few dollars from this. But it wasn't big enough. Like, now you could do that. Like, now if I were a kid with the reaction times of a kid, I'd try to play pro Halo.
I don't know if I could ever do pro in something like that. I don't think I was ever that good.
Yeah.
At those games.
Well, I think
I got pretty good at
if you had
a few
played
of
them enough,
but...
I'm sure you would have gotten there. Because you had
yeah, I just never bothered doing
coordination.
I would have liked maybe in racing games. I was really good at those.
Forza Horizon 4, we got to play that today. You haven't played that yet, right?
Nope.
It is amazing. Okay, so that was a great episode of Stone Age Gamer.
Woo!
Good work. Any final thoughts on The Secret of Mana? I love this artwork right here. It is very evocative of the adventure you're going to go on.
Yeah, I love it.
Even though it's not really the similar art style, but it kind of is the similar art style of the game. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, oh, man.
Yeah, the epic size of the tree.
I would say this is the game I obsessed over the most when I was a kid. Like, it probably would have been Final Fantasy VI, but I never bought it. So, like, I didn't have it in my house all the time.
It's definitely Final Fantasy VI for me. That's still, like, my favorite. If I got a choice to have them remake any game, it would be that. Yeah.
They've remade 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think they've done 5. 5 and 6 are the only two they haven't really remade.
That would be... I mean, I would want them to do it well.
Yeah.
So that... I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be... I think it'd be hard. It'd probably just be ruined. But I just remember the story being so epic.
Yeah.
And, like, all the characters you could get and all the side quests and...
It was like... It felt like the greatest story ever told to me.
Yeah.
Like, and at that time, for me, it was. Like, I'd never read a better story or heard a better story.
I remember my brother getting, like, his character so good that he would just... It was untouchable.
Yeah, with, like, the elf cape or whatever.
Zephyr cape.
Zephyr cape.
And beads.
Yeah.
As the other accessory. And then
That's what they're called.
Then the paladin shield after the curse shield evolves with the ultimate sword. Like, you were unfreaking touchable.
Yeah.
So you either block or you do the little like little cat like cape dodge move or the sword block.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess the sword block does like a little X.
Yeah. While he's like glowing green, like untouchable. It's crazy.
Yeah. I remember you guys called him Loki.
Yeah.
Instead of Locke.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. No, I mean that's like good reading skills. It could easily be Loki. I mean, English is not very consistent. So.
I just followed my brother as law. Anything he said was accurate. Yeah. So that's why.
Yeah, guys, remember. Oh, we talked about this before with Final Fantasy VI. Good old Gold Bear. You remember Gold Bear?
Yeah. Rage form.
Yeah. What was his name? Gao. His name was Gao. You know, these guys have names. The three characters. His name is Randy.
What? Why doesn't it ever say that?
Because in the
other one says their names, right?
Just only the remake says the names. That's how I figured it out. But even in the manual, it just says boy and girl. But then the sprite, I think it's a he.
Oh yeah, that's right. It says
it's like Popoy or something. And I forgot the girl's name already, but it's in the remake. But like here, it doesn't say. Wait, I thought it had the characters in there. Oh, we didn't even talk about the amazing clay figures in the manual. That was one of my
added detail.
Also, this looks like Seinfeld. Doesn't that look like the Seinfeld logo?
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh man, you always got these weird talents and skills, and your ability to come up with phrases that are real somehow, that are applicable to any situation, and then make them up too, like doing the toilet's worth one in the poo. Oh man, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like, don't worry about it.
There was a quote from our Pugmire team. What was it? The closest point between two a-holes is a suppository. We were talking about how you can get like poo transplants to help your gut health. Like,
Yeah.
That's
weird.
Yeah. Eat someone else's poop in capsule form.
Yeah, that's what's weirder to me is that you eat it. I'm like, can't you just stick it up my butt instead?
Well, they have suppositories here. You can. But.
Pugmire?
Pugmire, yeah, it's Dungeons and Dragons, but with sentient dogs instead of like humans.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, did you guys come up with that, or is that a rule set?
It was a Kickstarter thing, and our friend was so into it, he bought everybody books for the group, and we have like a thing going. It's pretty cool.
Sweet, dude. Oh, the names. So yeah, they have different names. Randy, Popoy, and
Girl.
We named her Summer on ours. What'd you name her? Do you remember what any of the names were?
I think. For some reason, I want to say that we used like Final Fantasy names, like Celis.
Oh, that.
Or something like that.
I could totally see that. And then my main character, for some reason, I named him VF, which stands for Veritech Fighter. And I was really obsessed with Macross at the time.
Yeah, I
and
remember.
Veritechs are the thing. But why did I name him Veritech Fighter? Like VF, like, okay, yeah, you can't fit Veritech Fighter. But why did I put Veritech Fighter as his name?
I don't know.
That's the machine.
He just thought it was cool.
Yeah, oh, cool.
He's a giant mech, kind of.
Man. Good music, too.
Yeah.
Good music. A lot of, like, the...
Yeah. It'd
That's
be
the
good on
dwarf
your
thing.
marimba.
Yeah.
Do you still have that?
Oh, I do still have it.
Good.
Almost sold it, and then I didn't sell it because I was like, if I sell this, I'm never getting it back because I'm not buying another one.
Because they're expensive.
So don't sell it. And I said, I won't sell it. Okay.
Well, if you ever, I'll keep your drums too. So
Oh, yeah. I'll just
They're
put it
safe.
right next to the drum set.
we have infinite room here.
Yeah, that's
cool.
true. Okay,
All right.
I'm kind of done talking, so good
Nailed
job.
it.
We ended it like once 20 minutes ago, but I
This is
kept
the
rambling.
extended cut.
Okay. Thank you for watching.
Next time.
Next time.
I had no idea. Karen knows more about sports than I do, so.
It's true.
100% accurate.
Wait, really?
Oh, yeah.
Don't you know stuff about football, though?
No?
Like NCAA? Or no,
No. No, bro.
the Beavertons?
Not doing the Beavertons.
You know, Notre Dame? Notre Dame?
Yeah.
I thought-
Notre Dame fighting beavers.
You got me for a second. I was like, wait, I actually got it right through the, through the Beavers?